I told my girlfriend she didn't have to worry about not being Jewish, but after one holiday dinner with my family where we said next year in Jerusalem, she said I seem too Jewy, so now she says she loves me but needs space. Posted by you/PesachProblems. So, I've, 25M, been dating my girlfriend, Lily, 23F, for a little over a year. It had been going great, and we were getting very serious, even talking about moving in together. So, my parents asked me to invite her over to their house for a Passover Seder last month. For those who don't know Passover, it's basically a meal combined with a story to celebrate the story of Exodus, the Jews being freed from slavery in Egypt, Moses, etc. I've only had one other serious girlfriend, when I was in college, and she was Jewish. Lily is not Jewish. But honestly, my parents don't care, they didn't really like my ex, and seem to really like Lily. I grew up very secularly. All that being said, there are a lot of Jewish-specific things happening during a Passover Seder, so I think my parents, especially my dad, felt this need to maybe over-explain things to Lily, and it seemed to make her uncomfortable. I didn't say anything at the time, which I regret, because I did notice that she seemed off, like quieter than usual. But I also thought that she might just be a little quiet because she was meeting my parents, and that saying something might draw more attention to it, which she wouldn't want. Not an excuse, just an explanation of my mindset at the time. Anyway, since then, and it's been nearly a month, Lily's been kind of distant. She usually spends most nights at my apartment, but has only been over a couple of times, and hasn't wanted to make love. I noticed this within a week, and tried to talk to her about it. I apologized for my parents' behavior, and emphasized that I love her and her not being Jewish doesn't matter to me. She just kind of blushed bright red and said it was fine. But it's obviously not fine, and she doesn't want to talk about it. Does anyone have any advice on how to broach this again, or what to do or say? I'm really lost, and I don't want to lose my relationship over this. Commenters encourage Op to have a frank conversation with his girlfriend. Some suggest that she might be nervous because his Jewish culture is so different from hers. Some suggest she might be rethinking an interfaith relationship. OP, no, I guess I hadn't considered that, because she knew I was Jewish when we first met and it had never been an issue. But maybe you're right, because this is the first Jewish ritual or holiday she's ever participated in. As I said, I was raised very secularly, so it's just never come up. It would make me incredibly sad if that broke us up. I'm not planning to have any kids for at least a few years minimum, but I would be happy to raise them in multiple traditions when I do. Update, 1 week later. It's been a weird freaking week, so I apologize if this isn't the most coherent update. After I posted, I really appreciated the advice noting that I might be making some assumptions about what was upsetting my girlfriend, Lily, so I asked her if we could talk and that I just wanted to be open with each other. She agreed to meet up on Friday after work, when we normally would anyway for a date. So I made a nice meal for her at my apartment, her favorite thing that I cook, this creamy, lemony pasta dish, and then afterwards I tried to just kind of have this open-ended conversation about what I noticed, for example, how she's been more distant, and was there something wrong? She was really hesitant, just looking kind of nervous, and then she just kind of blurted out that the Seder made her uncomfortable. Okay, so that's what I thought, right? So I figure, okay, let's talk this through. It turns out that while she knew I was Jewish, she didn't think I was so Jewy until she came to the Seder. I cringed and told her that the word Jewy was inappropriate, and she did not like me saying that. There's a part of the Passover Seder where we say next year in Jerusalem, just like a kind of hopeful attitude in light of the Jewish diaspora, I think. Anyway, she said that she found that part really inappropriate given the current war in Gaza. I told her that those things were not connected. My family has no real connection to Israel, and the Seder is a hundreds, maybe thousands, of years old tradition that long predates the modern state of Israel. She didn't seem to care about that. So I finally asked her if she had a problem being in a relationship with me given my Jewishness. She emphatically stated that no, she loves me. But it was a shock, and she needs time. That really threw me, and I asked her what she needs time for, but she didn't have a real answer. So I went to my parents for the weekend to just kind of get away, since I wasn't sure what all this meant. While I was gone, I got an alert on my phone that an AirTag was following me. I found it hidden in my car. I called Lily, and she denied it was hers, but I was pretty sure she was lying since she's not a good liar. Finally, she admitted she was trying to see where I was going and if it was to the temple. I honestly haven't been inside a temple since my bar mitzvah almost 13 years ago. Anyway, it should go without saying that I ended it. I blocked her on everything. I destroyed her AirTag, too. No clue what is wrong with her, but it feels anti-Semitic, I guess. Wish I had a happier update. I thought she was the one, but forget me, I guess. Edit, I finally read through all, I think all, of the comments. To those that made me laugh, I sincerely thank you. I'm very stoned right now eating sour gummies and laugh crying at stupid movies. That's my coping mechanism, and I recognize it's not healthy, especially with my Ashkenazi gastrointestinal issues. Anyway, to those who think this was an issue she had with me being religious, I don't think you understand what Judaism or Jewishness is. I'm not religious, I'm actually an atheist. Her issue was with my cultural background. She didn't see my culture because I guess it's not on display all the time. I mean, I think I have a pretty stereotypically Jewish sense of humor, but maybe she didn't put that together. Anyway, the more I think about it, the more I realize what other people said here is true. She wanted me to be generically white, and when she realized I was more ethnic than that, she had an issue with it. That's anti-Semitism, full stop. I did end up telling some mutual friends the full story, and one of them told me they actually suspected she might have some conspiracy theories rattling around in her head, which, if true, is like, forget it, I don't even know. He thinks she was attempting to track me because of some protocols of the Elders of Zion crap she might believe, like she was hoping I would lead her to the secret meeting. I honestly hope that's not true, and I take it with a massive grain of salt. To those who think this was a made-up post, I truly wish. I honestly feel like maybe this is a weird dream I'm going to wake up from and my perfect beautiful girlfriend will still be there. But she's not who I thought she was. It's all too real. I'm not going to wade into the political quagmire except to say that my ex-girlfriend's issues with me were about way more than a war thousands of miles away. I don't actually think she and I probably disagree all that much on how we feel about that war. If you can't separate those things and see the anti-Semitism behind her actions and attitudes and language, then you are part of the problem. Hope you all enjoy the lemon pasta. Commenters are upset on Op's behalf about his ex-girlfriend's anti-Semitism and erratic behavior, but agree that the traditions of the Jewish faith, like Passover and Seder, have little to do with the political problems going on with Israel currently. They encourage Op to move forward with his life.